What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Road to Ironman podcast with JG3 Fitness. You have Lex Gideon, Carrie Miley, and me today. The kids are in there.
Okay, that's why I was like, what is that? Also, we're using last names now. Wow.
Yeah, that's the first time I've used last names.
Yeah, thank you for pronouncing it correctly.
Yeah. Because it's fucking episode 10.
Yeah.
So I feel like we got...
It's a decade.
Yeah, we've been doing this for 10 weeks now.
10 years.
This will actually post tomorrow because our schedule's been so fucked up that it is Tuesday. If you hear that banging on the wall, our kids are in our kids' play area at the gym.
That's the kids area.
Yeah,
I'm like, well, they're sitting on the chairs.
They're
not sitting.
Nuts in there. I'm eating a nice vanilla mango and other bowl.
That's not mango,
It's fucking mango.
Oh, I thought it was.
It is amazing from CR Juices, our unofficial sponsor.
Thanks, Christina. Actually, thank you to a girl who I know has my dad for AP Calculus because she told me, but I don't know her name. She made them all. Thanks.
Thanks, girl. We don't know your name.
I always want to ask, but then I'm like, man, I come in here so much, I should probably learn their names.
I always fuck up one of the names.
I know the two that have been here for a year now.
Ashton and Sophie.
Yeah, now I know which two those are. And I know Christina.
Kylie Taylor.
Oh, I know Kylie Taylor.
I bumped, Sophie was mad because I bumped her down to my fourth favorite CR Juices employee. She's like, who are the top three? And I said, well, you got Melina.
Yeah.
You got Taylor. Melina Pemberton, Taylor Pemberton,
yeah.
and now Kylie Taylor works there. So I'm like, you got like 3 daughters to me.
Yeah, sorry.
So you're 4. She goes, I'm ahead of Christina. I'm like, fuck Christina.
You should say now you're 5.
Now you're 5. Anyway.
Brody said he walked in here and told me that he just broke his leg.
That's legit.
So he did! Okay, go run away.
Okay. So, let's talk about something that literally just happened 5 minutes ago. I decided to fuck with my bike repair kit that I bought over 2 weeks ago at Spoke Life and haven't done anything with. And Lex witnessed me blow up a CO2 cartridge in my
did. He literally was just holding it out like,
I was like, fuck that, it's cold.
Like, what should I do? He's looking at me and I'm like, I still don't know how to use one. So.
Well, I texted Catherine and she gave me how to install my manual pump that rides with you to change out the tire and my saddlebag. And I got that figured out, but I don't think I read instructions on CO2. I just started fucking with it and it went boom.
I think I'm just going to get a manual pump because this whole cartridge thing seems so complicated.
The thing is, you know how long it takes you to pump up if you use a manual pump versus CO2 cartridge will get you. I'm hoping we don't have to deal with it, but
I don't even want to think
Here's
about
another one. All the kids.
Yes, come here for a second. Come say hi. This is my beautiful daughter who's going to get her butt whooped.
No. They've all
say
come
hi
in.
into the microphone. Say
No,
this is
not that close.
I'm not to get this close, but this is my beautiful daughter, Skylin. For those of you not watching on YouTube, imagine an angel, and that's what she looks like.
And she made a double face.
So anyway, do you have anything to say to the internet world?
I like working out.
You like working out and stuff?
She comes to JG3.
Thank you. It's almost like
There's a plug.
It's almost like I paid her to do that. Good job, baby. Go up front, please. And tell Mom to turn the music down just a little bit. So anyway, today, episode 10 is going to be full of interruptions. So that's our plan for today.
So, guess what I did on my bike ride?
Did you bike today?
No.
Oh.
I fell.
Me too!
Yeah, so
It hurt.
the dude that was here explaining like how he fell because he didn't unclip and all that, it happened.
Oh.
So I unclipped the one foot and
I leaned the other way.
and I leaned and Clyde at a stop sign at a road as a car was coming and went boom. And I was so embarrassed.
I remember when he said that, I'm like, how can you fall if one foot's unclipped?
Yeah, so one's unclipped and then when you go to lean, your body goes with it. So I laughed.
Well, wouldn't you lean into the leg that's unclipped on the ground?
You wouldn't.
Yeah, but when you go to look, like I think I looked this way, but then when you go to look this way, your body shifts like with it. I just trust me, it happens. Obviously, it's happened to 2 stellar athletes. And
Who's the other
as
one?
soon as it happened, No, like I got my foot unclipped, the one that was still in there, and I let the bike fall. And then I just picked it up and like pedaled it really fast away. But
Did you even clip it when you pedaled?
no. Yeah. But instantly I thought about him. I was like, oh my god, this is exactly what he said
Was
that
that
he
your
did.
first time riding with clips?
Yep. Hey, I made it like 6.5 miles without a problem. Because I didn't have to stop really. But so yeah, that happened.
That's funny. I fell too. I attempted, I don't know why, I thought it would be a good idea to attempt the try on Sunday when the wind was insane. So Jay's like, hey, just do it out of like order. So I was gonna do the bike first.
Because we were trying to read the rain is what we were talking about.
Yeah,
Right,
wind
why
and the
not
rain. I don't know. So, I was starting to do, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do the bike, and then I'm gonna do the swim, and then I'm gonna do the run. Because the Y didn't open until 12. And I made it like 1.5 miles, and the wind, and I was at the reservoir, and all of a sudden a gust of wind came by. It was so hard. I literally just went into the grass, onto the side. And then I just got up, and I was like, I'm going home. This is stupid.
Tuesday. It was
Today's Tuesday.
no, it was last week. It might have been it was Thursday. It was last
Last
Thursday.
Thursday, because me and you both rode on the same time.
No.
Yeah, well, I passed John and his daughter, and I high five, like low five, whatever, side five John, and I was like, ow, I have not been ever again. That hurt really bad.
Too fast.
But yeah, it was really, really windy. So
Two objects in motion moving equally as fast. Well, probably one going a lot faster.
me.
Yeah.
I thought it would be fine, but no, it hurt really bad. So I was riding towards Clyde. He was coming to Fremont, and it was windy.
That was a
Whatever,
day.
you know.
It would have been. You actually rode with the wind to Clyde, and then into the wind on the way back.
So I rode
Which
it
is the
on the
wrong
way
way to
back.
do it.
Yep. So I did that way on the way back, and when you're on the trail and there's like some patches where there's no trees, I felt like I was riding like this.
Yeah.
And that's what I.
That's
told
how it was
John.
at the
He
reservoir.
was like, you probably were.
Yeah.
And he texted me and he was like, go faster, blah blah. And I'm like, I looked at it and I just.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I just kept riding, and then you were like, "Oh, I rode it, wasn't like that." And and then I saw John at the pool the next day, I think, and I'm like, "John, did you think it was windy?" Jay said it wasn't bad, and he was like, "No, my daughter was crying."
Aw.
I really did. Maybe it's just because I've been riding.
Unless you went at a different time,
No.
because you were at the gym at that time. Because we went.
Yeah, I mean, I went.
4 to 6 or
But I
something.
rode. The way I did Tuesday is I rode Thursday. I rode 12 miles at lunch. Then I rode 4.5 to the gym, and then I rode 4.5 home, or 3.5 home. However the hell it worked. But I hit 20 and I hit 3 different time frames, and the wind I mean, it was out there. But I've been every time it's windy out. I swear every time I ride, it's windy as fuck out.
Yeah.
Like Saturday it was windy. Because I remember Kyle texted me, he goes, "Dude, you can't imagine the headwind we just dealt with." I'm like, "Bitch, I was riding at the same fucking time as you."
If I would have been going into it like the heaven, I would have quit. Luckily it was all like diagonal-ish and sideways. But if it would have been straight on, it would have been like going up a freaking hill, like that kind of pedaling.
No,
See,
it was literally,
I think when you,
When you got those gusts, especially, I was like, ooh.
no, it was
down, I
down.
think I start here, and then I normally go down Front Street or Tiffin Road all the way down. I go back, I say what's up to Joe. I go over past your house, up through the reservoir, across the bridge.
That's scary riding across the bridge. I do not like
I
it.
wouldn't like that.
And then you come up Rice, and then I go down. And every time you hit McCormick, it's dead into the wind, and I got a 2-mile stretch before I hit Buchanan, and I turn.
Whoa.
And I mean, I'm literally like, there are times I'm going 9 miles an hour. It's blowing so
Yeah.
hard. But I've done it. That's my 6th time doing it. I think I've just made peace
It
with the
gets
fact
better
that I'm
every
like,
time.
well, no, here's how I look at it. I'm like, if I can survive this, when I turn around, I'm gonna be fucking hauling.
Yeah, that's true.
So I just sit there and go, just don't, it's the big movement. So I go into my air bars, because I won't move as much when I'm on those, and go, don't do that wild, like look either direction. Just try and stay.
Sometimes you go like
Because
this.
when it's windy, if you start turning,
Yeah.
that's when you go. So I'm like, but I do probably 10 miles every ride I do is in every different direction through
Yeah.
town, which is going to be more like our Ironman ride. And then I'm like, all right, fuck this. jump on the trail, go out, whatever I have left, spin around.
I was actually really proud of myself last week. I actually, instead of just going to the trail, because that's what I'm comfortable with, because I remember you saying, like, we went over the bridge, and I thought about the 111 mile run we did.
Yeah.
And like the route we took for that one, so I went that way.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, like I did it, and I didn't, nothing bad. So.
I think it's important because the ride we're gonna do is not on it. I mean, it might be part of it's on the trail. I don't know, but it's in real life.
Do some research on this.
Well, they posted it, so it's not.
Yeah.
The majority of it's not a trail.
Right.
You're going through it. Just think about it. That trail is flat.
Yeah.
It is flat. There's no undulations, or I mean, very little when you're going up and down. But out here, like you hit real life.
Yeah.
You don't realize how much rolling roads have, or little things like that. And then you get all different various types of wind. So you're like, oh, damn, I gotta pay it. You know, it keeps you focused in the moment. This is a conversation me and Eric have all the time. Imagine like be 100% present in what you're doing. When that wind's coming at you and all of a sudden it shifts in a different direction, you're like, oh shit, I gotta pay attention.
Yeah.
Whereas when I'm on the trail, I'm kind of like, squirrel, bird, you know. Oh, I got a funny one. Thursday, the day of that wind, I'd spun around and I'm going like 17, 18 mile an hour coming back. A fucking bee lands in a little hole in my fucking helmet. And I'm going, ah! I look like fucking Chris Farley on my bike, just like, ah! Get the fuck off me! I like literally unclip my fucking helmet and I'm riding and I'm like, ah!
Oh my gosh.
My run yesterday, there was a deer in front of me. And I was like, oh my god, there was
That's the coolest thing.
That happened.
It is, but I was like, if this fucking thing attacks, there's nobody on the trail. I'm like,
when you run at the hay center, like I'll go like in the morning or something, like I'll come from my house and go to the hay center. If you're there in the morning and like no one's there, they'll be like deer just chilling. Like they don't, like they just look at you. And
yeah, it went down into like the little creek or whatever, and I was like, this thing's gonna pop out and be like, bah!
So remember my possum?
Yeah.
Pretty sure when I rode
There's one of those, I'm like, please move. I'm thinking about that.
Oh, there's one girl. But there was a dead one right
Oh.
where I had seen it before when I did my first try attempt.
It was lax.
And it was dead, and I was like, karma. Like, God knew that this possum had wronged me. He struck you dead. It was so deserved, because I was like, I know exactly where it is. And so when I came in, like, going towards, is it Elmore? Is that what it is? Elmore? I don't know. I know Elmwood is a school, but anyway. And I was like, there's dead possum. I know that's it. That's the one.
So I rode all the way out to Bellevue, and then there was some lady, and I stopped and I was waiting. There were school buses coming, stuff like that, and I waited for this lady to talk. I'm like, where does the bike path go? She's like, oh, you gotta go down to 20 and ride along with the traffic. I'm like, okay, turning around. I was like, no, thank you. It ain't that serious.
I mean, it's
So I
nice,
had
but
that. But I mean, it was kind of cool because, and I know I put that on Facebook, but like the first time that I went out on my bike and I turned around and hit that wind, like I had that terrible emotional breakdown and cried like all the way home. Now it's like, all right, well, I know I've already done it. I can do it. So just having those little triumphs like every single time, it's pretty cool. Even on my run yesterday, when I turned around, I was like, oh my gosh, where did this wind come from? And that's where I almost got upset, because then it always makes me think of Joe, but I was like, you know what, Joe, all right. All right, you want to do this? Let's go. What do you want to talk about? So I was like, just had a conversation with him, so it was pretty cool. Like, some dude rode by me, and I was like, hey, and I'm just smiling and laughing, and I'm like, I'm laughing at the wind. Like, talking to the wind.
Well, I think that's really when you think about what training is you're just having a bunch of experiences that may or may not happen at Ironman.
Yeah.
But when they do happen, you'll be like, huh. I remember this day, like you said, when you spun around and you felt it the second time, you were more prepared.
Yeah.
The whole thing with getting prepared for an event like this is just making sure there's no surprises.
Yeah.
Yeah, there probably will be a surprise, but the more shit you do in training, the less likely it is that something catches you off guard. Like, as stupid as my little CO2 cartridge thing is, now I'm like, I'm probably gonna pack 2 CO2 instead of 1.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna fucking make sure But by the time you get to there, you should have run through every major scenario that could prevent you from finishing.
I'm enjoying the training. I'm enjoying the journey. I love, I think that's gonna, I was watching all these YouTube videos yesterday at the doctor's office with Brody, which were making me super pumped up and excited to cross that finish line and watching all these people cross and stuff like that. Obviously, I want that moment. But I think looking back on it, it's just how much I've grown as a person, how I've developed or found myself and found so much within myself throughout this whole journey that I'm loving it. I'm gonna look back on that and all the stuff that I've accomplished and been through,
Well, I think
I just love it.
It's kind of a conversation that me and Lex had before her try attempt yesterday, I think it was.
Yeah.
It was kind of something, and I kind of bridged it with you, because it combines the conversation I had with Jason Saturday, which is, he says every event you should have 3 positives and a negative, or 3 positives and something you should work on, right? And I'm like, man, that's way too much work. Legit, when I'm fucking getting negative in my head when I'm doing something, I literally go, remember this, and I'll start singing my favorite Blink-182 song, or I'll start thinking about my favorite movie, or I'll think about whatever. I just try and flip the script, and I told her every time you go to get negative, just think about your favorite Harry Potter moments. And it's amazing when you do that. I started thinking about the first live concert I heard from Blink-182 and all those stupid jokes that maybe, and I'm like, and you get so invested in that, next thing you know, you look down and you're like, holy fuck, I've gone 5 miles. And that negative has instantly turned into a positive. So I kind of combined what Jason said and how I attack it. And yeah, there are 3 positives from everything. I learned, hey, if I play a mind trick on myself, I'm actually not going to get negative. And then the something I should work on is, hey, feel those symptoms coming before you get negative. That way you can flip it beforehand.
Right.
Don't wait until the point where you're like, fuck this, before you try and flip that, just right off the bat. And I can tell you, most of the shit I've been working on, this heart rate stuff, it works, but it is so fucking frustrating to be on a bike and have 20, 30 mile an hour winds coming at your face and you're going 8 mile an hour on a bike going, my heart rate's 142, and it's not because I'm working hard, it's because I'm fucking pissed off. And then I start thinking about jokes or whatever, next thing you know, I'm like, I'm 122 and I'm going 5 miles an hour. I can fucking run faster than this.
No, that's literally oh my gosh, I get so annoyed.
Why does it feel like you can, I feel like the wind doesn't affect you running as much as it does.
It really does. I don't know if it's just because you're bigger. No.
You call me big? What the fuck?
You wanted to be big for a whole
I have.
You need to stop. No, I don't know what it is, but when we would run the 10, when you, John, and I ran that 10 mile, that was nothing, I feel like, compared to the wind we're trying to do on the bike.
And
I'm like, what? And it's probably the same. It's probably the same, but on the bike, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
The only time I had terrible wind running is when Eric and I did that 5K in Portland up at the lake.
Well,
I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
The only time it's ever
I'm not moving.
the day after Joe passed.
Or
That was fun.
our 10K.
That
was the lake that we just did
Yeah.
minus the sleet.
Yes.
that hurt.
Yeah, it was just cold up
Yeah.
at it. When Eric and I did it, when you and I did it though, it was
Sleeting.
sleeting
That was
and
pretty
cold
painful.
and windy. Where I took a step and it went backwards.
Yeah.
But that's how seriously, I wish someone would have videotaped me falling off the bike though. It was comical because I was pushing really hard, but I was in a lower gear trying to go, and then all of a sudden it went whoosh, and my legs stopped and it just went. And I looked around to see if anyone was
I wish
there.
we had a fucking video.
I looked to see if anyone was around, no one was, and so I just hopped on, crossed the road, and went back. It's I'm done.
I've started fucking around with my gears and stuff.
Yeah.
It's windy where I'm like, I'm gonna have to go, and I don't know which way's right. I'm gonna have to go up, down, make it easier, whatever. And I'm like, well, I'm not pedaling as hard as and I'm like, your fucking mile per hour is going down because of the fucking wind, jackass. Make it easier on yourself.
Yeah.
I tried doing a rhythm of 3 hard pushes and then 3 pulls. And 3 pushes, 3 pulls, and then that kind of got my mind into something different. It's like a cadence on the bike.
Yeah.
I messed around with that a little bit, and then I would drop a gear and then just pedal and then bring it back up. And it's kind of messing around with it. Is what I was doing the other day. God, it takes forever to bike.
Yeah, that's because I did the try yesterday indoors.
I would quit indoors.
26 miles on a bike indoors is the most.
Running a circle on the track.
I did, and then I did a 5K after that, which my watch said.
My watch messed up.
But I think I ran 3.3.
It said I was running 10 point some minute miles, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm running like a 7 something right now. Like I can figure out my pace.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what, screw it. I'll just go until my watch says it's 3.1.
That's what I did. I said, fine, 10 minutes, I'll run for 30.
Yeah. Whatever. It's fine. But that was so boring. That was, and like those bikes hurt my butt. I like my seat. But yeah. I mean, I did it. I felt fine.
A bike to ride. I was like, I already know what this is gonna be before I open it.
No. Yeah.
Jeremy Foos came in class today. He goes, "Did you get the fishing message from Jason?" And I'm like, "No, my kids were around when I saw Jason Dunphy sent you a message, and I decided it's probably not worth opening."
Sometimes he gets me though, because there will be a caption with it, and I'm like, what? And I open it, I'm like, oh my god, why did I fall for this? I was like, man, I
sent me one today.
The bike ride one. I was like, I killed 2 birds with 1 stone. Jake's gonna wonder why I keep riding so much.
He sent me one today. It was like, because like I've been all like moping and annoying, and he sent me yeah.
No, I have not noticed at all.
He sent me one. He's like my therapy dog. Once I tell him all the shit that's happening, and it's like this horrible picture of a dog, like that's like just has this horrible look at his face. And I'm like, oh, thanks, Jason. So he doesn't send me the gross ones. He just sends me the sad ones.
I guess so.
I got a mixture because we have a lot of serious conversations with 6 weeks ago-ish. I kind of jumped on his ass because I was like, I just don't see you getting out of the water. Like the level of which you're training and where you're at. And I wasn't coming at him from a negative space. I was saying like, wake up call. You know, like right now he's got a foot issue, like a bone spur in his heel, so he's doing all elliptical stuff. I'm like, who gives a fuck about running if you're not gonna get to the run?
Right.
All of us are stubborn enough people that if we get to the run, we'll figure it the fuck out. But so I challenged him and I said, let's fucking get your swimming going. And we bragged on it last week on the podcast, but I actually witnessed it. Yesterday I showed up and swam, and Jason was already starting, and he was doing his triathlon yesterday because he couldn't this weekend. And I was like, I'm about to lap this bitch so many times, I'm just gonna jump in and swim circles around. Next thing you know, I'm like, I pass him and I'm like, 100 goes by, 150 goes by, and I catch him and I'm like, this motherfucker's moving fast. Like, he just doesn't stop. So he did a sub 20-minute 1,000 straight.
That's awesome.
He actually did 1,050 straight nonstop. The longest he ever swam without stopping.
325.
325. So he jumped and he goes, it's that stupid doggy paddle breaststroke thing you showed me. He goes, it's like, and it's exactly how I trained him to do it. As I was like, you know, when you get tired, that 25, just try and make it halfway back.
Yeah.
Grab the wall if you have to. But at some point, you're going to get to a point where, the next milestone's not that hard. And he said he hit 250 this time. He was like, I don't need a break. I can make 500. And then he hit 500, and I'm right there. And he goes, fuck that. I can make it until Jay stops. And then 750, he didn't know what I was swimming. He's like, that motherfucker's still going. And then, you know, next thing you know, I'm like, damn, I haven't seen him stop. And then I look down, and I'm like, I got 100 left. So I hit my 1,000, and I'm just kind of hanging out, and I grab a drink of water, and he stops. I mean, mind you, he sounded like, I was like, how far'd you go? 1,050. I was like, how long have you been here? And I'm like, you were hauling. He goes, maybe 5 minutes before you. And I was like, damn. And I was like, well, what was your time? He goes, 1920 something.
Yeah.
For the 1,020 something for the 1050. And I was like, dude, do you know what that means? And he goes, it means I made it 700 farther than I ever have straight. And I said, no, dipshit, do the fucking math.
Yeah.
Even if you had to do a 2,700, you're under a fucking hour.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, I'm gonna make it. And I'm like, you're probably gonna fucking make it.
Yeah.
And he's like, awesome. Now I gotta go bike.
Yeah.
But
Well, because he said, he goes, are you doing your try today? And I said, yeah. He goes, I just got off the elliptical. But I was sitting there biking, and I'm like, where?
was he in there with you?
Apparently at one point, and I just wasn't paying any attention. I was literally just like, I had my head down because I hate like looking and seeing people out there, so I just keep my head down, and I'm just like, oh, this is so boring. So he must have been in there, and we just are both socially awkward people, so we don't look at other people in public. So
I don't know. I'll do a fucking cannonball in his ass when I see him in the pool.
Yeah.
I literally, I'm like.
I freaked out going in there. I'm like, I don't even know what bike to ride. And like, you and John would not answer me. I'm like, which
I'm pretty sure it was working.
I'm like, I don't know what to do. Tell me.
I'm not actually. I know I was working because I came back to my phone like at the end of the day. I was like, oh, Carrie texted me, needed help. Sorry.
Yeah, I
I
was
just
scared.
read, when you're indoor,
Yeah.
you're not.
I went to that one
It's
in
not
the
the
back by itself in the corner by
The
the
salt
scale. Yeah, probably. I don't know. And I was on that one. And
No,
they were
like it has
"Have
a fan
Yeah,
on
if it
it.
has a fan on it. It's
What is it?
It's one of those. It's a Schwinn Airdyne, I think.
Oh,
One of the
okay.
first three right there.
That's what
Yeah,
she
that's
said.
nice.
So I got off it and then switched.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, any indoor bike's not gonna really translate to.
It's something though.
Yeah.
That's what I have to tell myself.
You're basically training your legs to move for an hour and a half.
Yeah, which I needed to do. So.
You know, whatever it may be. So.
And then I ran after that, so it was way easier to keep my heart rate for the run.
So do you think it's better to start focusing on like really long stuff or doing just transition?
Here's my theory on training is, so I'm kind of shifting my days around because if Debbie lets me, like this week I did a Saturday, I did the triathlon, which took 2.5 hours. So I'm like, all right, Sunday we went to see Detective Pikachu.
Ooh, was it good?
It was good. Skylin would know, you slept through the whole thing.
Oh yeah, I don't know why.
But anyway, so I took Sunday off. I was going to do like a 10-mile recovery bike just because that's my most uncomfortable movement right now. Decided, F it, we're doing yard work before it rains and then we're going to go to the movie or whatever.
Yeah.
So Monday, so I'm trying to do over the swim and intervals that we have planned in the triathlon. So this Saturday we have an 800-yard swim, 28-mile bike, and a 5K or 4-mile run.
I think it's a 5K still.
Whatever it is.
This is the last week.
But I'm trying to do, so I'll do intervals, or I'll do one long swim of 1,000 this week, and then I'll probably Thursday go in and do some interval stuff that's like 1,500 to 2,000 yards. And then Tuesday, I knew I wasn't gonna be able to run today, so I had 15 minutes, so I did a 1 point,
Debbie?
yeah, Debbie's running, what the fuck?
Debbie doesn't run.
Yeah. But anyway.
What the?
I mean that with love and respect.
You know, I did. So I just did 15-minute run, just practicing the heart rate stuff because I knew it was really windy, and I was like, oh, I haven't tried the heart rate shit in the wind. It made zero impact on keeping your heart rate down. And then today I just did my cross-training stuff that I wasn't able to do yesterday. And then tomorrow the plan is to hit the bike. And on my bikes, I'm going to do right at or somewhere in the vicinity of the range that we're doing on the triathlon. Because I'm getting to the point, the longest I've ever sat on a bike is 26 miles,
Same.
which I did Saturday.
Which I did yesterday.
23.5 was
Yeah,
mine.
so I'm getting to the point now where, but I know if I just pull a big jump, it's not my legs that are gonna hurt, it's my taint's gonna go wrong. So, Skylin, can you please, I mean, I don't care that you hear me say dumb stuff, but YouTube, we don't want people knowing I'm a bad guy. So can you please
You're
go?
not a bad guy.
I know, but can you please go up front?
It's a grown-up
I don't want
It's a
you.
grown-up show.
This is a grown-up show, baby, please.
I want to
Skylin, thank you.
But I really want to be.
Okay, just go over that way, please. So anyway, so
Here's the thing that you're like, okay, here's the guy
I was like, I looked and I'm like, man, there's gonna be so many people. People gonna comment, that dude's a horrible parent.
Hashtag hate the team.
But anyway, so.
Did you just?
She did. So then I'm doing.
Oh, his face made me laugh.
So Wednesday I will bike, and then I'm doing run intervals. I don't worry about my heart rate. So either Wednesday or Thursday, whichever day is going to be nicer out. I tend to bike in nicer weather. I don't care about running in bad weather for some reason because I've done it.
Because we ran in the winters.
So tomorrow we have a baseball game at Seneca East, so we're not going to be here at all tomorrow night. So I'm probably going to do the biking and just worry about running the intervals on my own on Thursday. So the running intervals, I'll do one, during the week I'll do one easy heart rate run, and then I'll do one speed run, because I'm trying to keep my speed where I need to be if I have to turn it on. Like, I don't want to get so accustomed to running at a low heart rate that if I get behind pace, I'm not able to turn it on. So those, I think I planned 2.5 miles of half-mile interval runs at your goal mile pace. I'll push those without paying attention to my heart rate and just go, all right, 3-minute hard run, rest 3 minutes. 3-minute hard run, rest 3 minutes, kind of thing. And then I do the triathlon on Saturdays or Sundays, and then Friday is another just pure cross training, like whatever I feel like. Like today, for those that don't know what I mean by cross training, today I did 5 rounds of 10 60-pound dumbbell bench press into hammer curls, crossbody curls, regular alternating curls, and then I did a weird 1 muscle up, 5 strict ring dips, 1 muscle up, 5 strict ring dips, and then 15 GHDs. So I hit core, arms, chest, you know, and I did crossover symmetry for my shoulders. So just hitting something to just kind of keep your strength up. I don't know what my goal is going to be after Ironman, so I don't want to lose all the strength gains that I've had. So just something simple to do that. And then Fridays I do Olympic lifting complexes where I'm still keeping my barbell skills up. So I usually do one cross training day that's all dumbbells or kettlebells, and one that's more traditional complex lifts or barbells. And then Saturday or Sunday, whichever day looks nicer, or I have, if it's in my schedule more, I do ascending triathlon. But I'm a firm believer in all the events that I've done. Skyline, you got to go up there with those noise. You're making too much noise. Yes, you are. So anyway, I'm a firm believer any event that I've done, like Mission 24, a marathon when I did that back in 2013, smaller jumps and building
in between,
and then like if you jump from say 5 miles to 10, that doesn't work for my body. I don't know how it is for everybody else, but doing these small 750, 26, 5K, 800, 28, 5K, the week after is 930, 4 miles, kind of build my way up to where eventually 2 weeks out, I'm going to do a full 70.3 in the training. Now, I'm not going to transition like I would there, but just do the full event. So I go into it going, I can do all these, you know, but I won't push it the way I would in a race.
I just realized I did a sprint yesterday, I think. Is that a sprint try distance?
Yes.
That I did?
Yes.
Oh, good job, self. So I accidentally did 825 yards.
Lex texts me. I'm a fucking dumbass. My watch doesn't work.
No, I didn't say that at all. I said fuck Garmin for swimming because.
Oh no, you said I'm a dumbass after I explained to you what you did. So on the Garmin, if you hit this button right here, it pauses or ends your set. So Lex, every 100, decided to hit that button to log her 100, and then swam another 100, then hit it again. So it calculated half of her swim.
I was so annoyed. So I did 825 yards, because at one point I was like, oh shit, that was 100, and I didn't hit the thing. Because I was already going back, so I knew it was 125. And then I hit it again, and I was like, well, 825. Idiot. Like, he goes, did you pause it? And I was like, and I looked at it, and I was like, yeah, I did. I did pause it, like, because I was just so upset. So I was like, man, I paid, a whole $20-some for this thing after all my gift cards. So I want my $23 worth. But I went We're good.
So recap, she didn't know the charger was in her brand new case.
You already made fun of me that.
Yeah, I already made fun of that. And
Yeah, I
now,
listened to that
now she doesn't.
on my
It
bike.
was taped.
I listened to the
It was
podcast.
the box was taped shut.
I got
Took me
brought
like,
into this podcast and I'm not even on it.
oh, hello, Izzy, other people running. Sorry, I was running.
Everybody's running. It's a running party at JG3 today.
I almost ran after, and then I was like,
So this was a legit conversation me and Debbie had before Trent's game yesterday. I got home from work and I'm like, I got time to run for a half hour, right? And she goes, yes, absolutely. I look at the coaching schedule. I'm like, hey, babe, I thought you arranged coaches for today. She goes, well, I did for 6 and 7. I'm going to coach 5. And I'm like, I don't have a half hour to run then because you have to leave in 15 minutes. And she goes, you have 15 minutes. I'm like, fuck. So I ran 14 minutes and I'm getting to the point now where that's not even enough to consider.
See, that's where I'm at too. Like, I think, like, I'm getting so used to all of this training where it's like, okay, now what? Like, that whole thing, and I'm really scared it's going to get dangerous for me.
Yeah, but
It's so hard because, like, I don't feel like I'm working. Like, I can run 3 miles and I'm like, all right, so that was like a warm-up. Now, you know what I mean? Like, just because my body's adapting, and that's not as hard anymore. Like, running out and doing that, or doing a swim, or whatever it may be. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
I heard, it's funny that you bring this up because I was listening to Joe Rogan's podcast.
It's not about me.
No, I will tie it up a little bit. But I was listening to Joe
I
Rogan's.
heard what you did. Oh my gosh.
Joe Rogan's podcast with CT Fletcher on it. It was from like a month or 2 ago. And CT Fletcher was saying overtraining is bullshit. And Joe Rogan goes, no, it's not. Have you ever heard of rhabdo? And I'm like, I have. But anyway, so he was explaining to him, and
That was just
and-
not smart training,
yeah.
okay?
But okay. But so CT Fletcher's like, well, what's rhabdo? And he goes, well, it's only prevalent in ultra distance athletes and CrossFit athletes are the only
literally
people
two
that
of the
have
things
ever-
that you're doing.
Yeah, so I'm like, wow, interesting. He goes, it's because Jackass has decided to do, and he goes on this whole tangent on people that just do too much.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Okay, when I had rhabdo, I was just, that was my youngin' days, and I was just.
That was like 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Youngin'. I was a lot younger. I've matured a ton, okay? I'm a lot smarter now.
she's better.
Wait.
She's better
That was like
at
that was like a legally blonde one. Like, I'm like smart now.
I am. But anyway, moving on.
I'm sorry.
But no, and that wasn't going to be a dig at Carrie, but it truly is. We've been accustomed to, and I'm not saying me personally, but the CrossFit world has put out this. Rich Froning was idolized because of how, he doesn't take rest days and he works out like 12 times a day, and they do that. And people go, well, that's normal. And think about when we had athletes here in the past. I'm like, bro, you're not impressing anybody by doing. You look like shit.
Yeah.
You're literally walking like shit. That's not good for
I
you.
think in the past though too, like it was so competitive. Like everyone was making everything a freaking competition, and it was all about that. You know what I mean? So it was almost like
It's a
this
game.
mindset you
Yeah.
had to. You could not stop, and you had to go harder. You had to go this and that. Which, I mean, all my training now is just like on how I feel. Like I'm going out for a run. I'm like, oh, I feel it. I feel good today. Let's keep going. And then like last night, I planned on coming to the gym after Brady's doctors and stuff like that. And then I got home and I'm like, Brady, what do you think if we just work out here? And he was like, yeah, let's do that. And then he's like, no, it's Trenton at the gym. And I was like, I don't think so, because he Snapchatted his game. And I was like, no, he's at a game. And he was like, okay, then let's just stay home. You can work out in the garage. Because it was more running. And at first I was like, I'm fine, I can just keep going. And then I was like, you know what? I don't really feel like running. I just did 8 miles. I think I'm good. So then I was texting with Eric, and I'm like, what are we going to do? Or what are you doing? Blah, blah. And then I ended up just doing arms, because I did my legs and rested the day before. So I just did like an arm workout. And so, I mean, I am getting smarter. I'm listening to my body. I'm not like trying to like hold up
I think the hardest.
somebody else's expectations of what I should be doing. And I think that's where I got stuck in the past.
No, I 100% agree. I'll give you credit. You've matured.
I have missed so many more days now.
No, I'm saying it's just funny. I'm
Like
mocking-
mature
I'm mocking
because
your-
we laughed at
yeah,
inappropriate
I was
things.
mocking your mature
So
comment.
mature.
But
35 and a half year old.
I would-
Finally maturing.
I'm still a fucking 15-year-old at heart. But,
I'm closer to 15 than your guys' age. So I don't know.
I mean, I'm still enamored with dick jokes. That's
I can start sending you.
no. But I think the hardest thing is breaking that mindset. I find myself with this heart rate training. I was very much like you were saying yesterday, and I know we had a little. I wasn't intending it to be a disagreement, but I was like, "Damn, your average heart rate is high," because I was one of those that when I ran a 7-minute mile and I did a 5K, I literally felt fine right after. I was like, "Fuck, that was easy." And I look at my Whoop and I'm like, this fucker said I had 178 average heart rate. I'm like, that's fucking impossible. And I remember, I think,
You told me.
I told her, I'm like, I'm buying this fucking Garmin heart rate because this is bullshit. That fucking half marathon I did, I was super focused, but I felt fine.
Do
10
you still
seconds
wear a
after.
Whoop?
No.
Because I'm wondering, because I mean, between the Whoop and my Apple Watch, they're like 30 beats off. Like,
Yeah.
this one said I ran like at 140, this one said I was at a constant 170. I'm like,
I would tell you that one's closer to, when I actually tracked it.
and it was not, it was like bouncing, so.
Well, I get that, but when I tracked it with an actual, I wore a heart rate strap with my Whoop.
Yeah.
My Whoop was 40 points lower than the chest.
Okay, well, I'm going with the lower one.
Your Whoop is probably lower than your actual heart rate. Because I actually said, oh, well, that's not good.
But yeah, at work, remember when I first got this thing, and that's when I got it after the rhabdo, and I started figuring out like stress, and I remember sending it to you when I was in Sandusky, and I was like, I have a problem, and I screenshot it on my phone, and I was like, I'm at work resting, and it's at like 170 some beats a minute right now, and then that's where I started figuring out, because my strain would go really, really high, but my calories would be really, really low. So I knew that it was stress, and they weren't endurance related, you know what I mean, on the strain.
Yeah.
So that's when I started figuring out, okay, I really need to figure out how to relax before I either, back then there was no stroke thing, but I mean, with my dad having a history of like heart problems and stuff, I'm like, I'm gonna leave myself.
That's what I like about the Garmin, is because like it doesn't account stress to be like your workout. Your workout doesn't count for your stress. Which is funny because my stress levels are so high even with exercise that it's like, it literally tells me, you need to calm the fuck down.
Yeah, it doesn't say those words.
It doesn't say those words.
That's
But
what
it goes, dude, your resources from your body are done. And I'm like, oh yeah.
But I know when I shifted and realized how high my heart rate actually was, now when I go work out, like I did a fucking triathlon on Saturday, and I literally finished and chased my dog and kids around the little fish thing. Not even 5 minutes later, like I hadn't done anything, and I was like,
No, yesterday I felt so, like I went home
That's
and
how
I
I was after the marathon. Remember I was in the car like, and you were like, you are not riding when you get home. I'm like, why? I feel great.
yeah, no, I felt so,
but your body still did the work.
yeah, like
That's
I
the
felt
danger of it.
so good. Like I actually felt like I accomplished something and did it well. Like I wasn't tired, like I was like,
Forget about it.
I mean, the
See,
muscle.
Get rid of all this negativity in your head that you're talking about. Focus on this. Read this podcast, Margaret. What time is it? She needs to go back and listen to that part.
43 minutes and 44 seconds.
Got it?
Into, well, actually, it's
She's like, I am not gonna make it. I'm not gonna finish this. And I'm like, with that mindset, probably not. But I'm like, so I sent her a YouTube video to watch. I'm like, it's all about your mindset. I'm like, you have already hit every single part of this Ironman. Within the time,
okay, I was
within that time cap.
Jesus, mother.
You've already done it.
Yeah.
So get out of your head and enjoy it. And she's like, well, I'm not getting faster. I'm like, because of all this negativity, you're not going to. Because when you're negative, you're going to tense up and everything is going to get restricted. All of your technique is going to get, like closed off. You're going to, it's going to be harder, I think, breathing and stuff like that.
I think the difference, what you're not taking into consideration is, this isn't our first rodeo. We've done mayhem where it was this remember pre-mayhem, there was these up and down, and everybody was like fucking ready
Like,
to kill each
we've
other.
all
and then-
gone through it.
Yeah,
Like, I wanted to quit,
Yeah,
I hate
like-
this. Like, I get it. We've gone through it.
But we're seasoned veterans in that, where we've gone into events where people literally hated us and wanted to be, and I'm like, we're on the same fucking team. Why are we fighting like this?
Mm-hmm.
But I told you this the other day, I'm like, ride the wave, it'll all come full
Sure.
circle.
I
and
mean,
as
I
you get
told you the
closer to
same thing
event,
too.
you're
We've
gonna
all
be like,
gone through it,
oh,
you'll get
yeah.
past it. But if I just don't want her to keep living in this, like, I'm not gonna make it, I'm not gonna make it, I'm not gonna make it. I want her to realize, like, you
Because
are
I keep
going
thinking about the bike. It's not
Yeah.
just
See
a
this?
swim.
But
but
here's the
you
thing.
are gonna make it. And
But let's play devil's advocate here for a second.
Yes.
Does she still show up? That it gets dangerous when she goes negative and she skips training. If she's just voicing her concerns, but she's showing up every day, she's gonna get through it. But the minute she goes, I'm not gonna fucking make it, so I'm not biking, that's when we gotta go, all right, fucker, we're gonna show up at your house and make you bike.
Yeah.
But right now, it's fear.
Yeah.
I think
Fear,
it's
you
fun.
need fear to get to the other side. If it didn't scare you,
That's
it's not
literally, I'm
fucking
literally
worth
at
doing.
that part of
how
the
much of
balance
it,
book right now.
though, is like fear, and how much is it like I'm terrified to the point where it's going to like hold her back, and I'm afraid we're getting to that point. By
I
listening
still
to
did
you
it,
talk.
yes. Yeah. I
Like, you're
went
still
through
doing it, but like, and you just said like how it went so well, you had so much energy in this.
But I was so slow. That was
But then
my problem.
today, it's like, it was so much negative in our text messages where it's
Yeah.
like, you are fine, and you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I get the slump, but I just
I'm in a
wish,
slump. I'm gonna get out of
I
it.
wish I could just like shake your
She
brain
needs
and
a
be like,
slump
you're so
buster.
amazing.
I do
though."
need a slump buster. I need a sugar daddy.
Let's go there.
For those of you on the podcast listening, Lex's phone number is edited out.
Edit it out. No one is ever gonna say that. No, I totally get it. I just, like, in addition to just other stuff and then training on top of it and stuff I'm not comfortable doing at all.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, I've run some stuff. I've run some half marathons, and that's
No big deal.
like, I didn't really train for those ones, if I'm being honest. That was really stupid.
And what was your slowest half?
2:40.
So just
And that's because I love you, Mackenzie, if you're listening to this, but you just did not train for that one girl, and that really irritated me. So it would have been faster.
but the perspective was
We walked a lot.
you can do a 3-hour half marathon
Yeah.
and still finish Ironman.
Yeah. No, and that's not the part I'm worried about. I'm like, whatever. It's the, like,
Swim.
it's more the bike, oddly enough. Like, the swim,
Swim is
I'll
all
get
about
out.
swim.
Well, I'm not getting faster in the swim, but I know I can still be at a time picking in the swim.
Perfect.
The bike is just the bitch I'm riding right
Yeah, I realized I need to spend a lot more time on the
now.
bike.
Yeah. I think I needed to get those dumbass pedals.
I think what you need to worry about is, and this was the conversation that sparked Jason, is what's your worst movement
Yeah.
and what's your best movement? Like, I think me and you had this conversation, like, I'm doing just enough swimming so that it doesn't
It
hurt.
maintains, yeah.
It doesn't
I
hurt.
think movement wise, I have it all, but that's where I was asking you on what would be better to train, like long distance or like the transition. Because if I have time, if I have like 2 hours, what should I do? Should I do two things, like a bike into a run, or should I do something really, really long? I think for me,
I personally, yesterday, when you said you did an 8-mile run, I would have texted you and said, if you have an hour and 20 minutes, get on the fucking bike.
well,
Because you can do- you can do
Your
half
running is
marathon.
your running is a strength right now.
Yeah.
And I mean that positively, but the
endurance
biggest
wise, it's
question
getting
is,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's where I'm getting at. My issue is this.
No, I know
So
what your
being
issue is.
somewhere out, having to go long term, having to just, you know what I mean, be within my own head, or just go something boring for hours, it's all my head. It's not endurance. I can get through endurance, I think, for me,
What is
pretty
the,
well.
hold on a second,
It's-
just
I'm
blonde
afraid now where this is going.
moment. What's the difference between endurance and long and boring? Isn't that the same fucking thing? How are you okay with endurance but you hate long and boring? It's the same fucking
Mentally,
thing.
so I saw endurance in my mind when I said this is like physically, like keep my legs moving.
So you're
endurance,
talking mental endurance.
Mentally,
versus
long and
physical
boring
endurance.
is brain, mental, like the
Okay.
doubt.
Okay, because I was like, what?
I literally was like, is there a difference?
I'm like, she's
Yeah, I
saying the same thing.
I have such a problem where it makes sense in my head, but I don't know how to speak.
It's okay.
Or just like share what I'm thinking. But
She's
I mean,
available, guys. For babies. I'm not sure who she's into. But if you
At least you told
her,
everyone
I
that
have
it was men.
no, I have future goals of being the single cat lady for life. Okay.
I already
Anyway,
have like 8 cats, so.
she's got.
I do have 8 cats.
I told you you have 8 cats.
A dog, a
She's
goldfish.
got like octopusy going on.
Well, if you count mine, there's 9. So yeah, I think I just need to train, like, I'm getting there on the run of getting in my own head and just like having fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
So that I'm getting there.
The only reason I say bike, for me personally, and I think most of us are going to have the same issue outside of John, who've done a lot of biking, getting your saddle. I'm trying to say that.
Yeah, I was sore
As soon
after
as
Hopefully your vagina doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
I was sore after I did the 23.
Your lady.
I get so scared on the bike that if I'm on a time restraint, that I'm gonna ride out. You go out further on a bike than you do a run, and I'm afraid that I'm gonna go out really, really far, turn around, and like, what if something happens, or what if that wind is terrible and I don't make it back in time to do whatever task is, which usually involves my child or work. You know what I mean? So like, I get scared, and that's where I think I default to like running, where it's like, I know where I can run out, and I know I can fight that wind to get back, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I'll make it there in time.
But you're never going to get that way on a bike unless you spend time on it.
That is 100% true. So
Because in saying what you just said, let's just break it
I'm
down.
avoiding a fear that.
You're avoiding the bike.
We're high-fiving. We're having moments.
Why not? I thought about it.
She's like, up here, tit.
It is not, it's a shoulder. I think I'm really perky good. I wish they were perky and not mom say. Yeah, no, I was thinking about that the other day when I was in my own brain of like, I'm totally avoiding the bike just because of all the reasons why it scares me. So I gotta start attacking that.
I avoided putting the fucking saddlebag and my extra.
Stop saying saddlebag.
That's what it's called.
What's called?
It's a saddlebag.
It's just fine.
But anyway. I avoided putting that on my little mini pump that sits on the bike and my CO2.
All of this is so inappropriate.
But I avoided that for 2 weeks because I'm like, if something goes wrong on the bike, I'm fucked. And then I'm like, how far are we now?
We're like
10 weeks.
Yeah, 10 weeks.
I'm like, we're 10 weeks out. I better start fucking with this stuff. And then Carrie broke the roller during the workout today, so I had to
Did
fix
you
that
really?
shit.
I was really mad today. I walked in a very, very angry mood, and I walked
She
in
kicked
and
the
I
trash
kicked
can.
the trash can, and they did not. I tried kicking the lid off because I would.
She's acting like an asshole.
You're
I
actually
She had
like a
McDonald's in
gym
her
bro.
hand.
Brody at McDonald's, and yeah, so tomorrow he has surgery. Last minute, so
Wait, what?
I'm just pissed off. So I walk in, I try and kick the trash can lid off. Didn't go. Kick it again. I'm like, it is my fucking day. The lid won't even come off. So finally I got it off. And then I went to put it on, and it fell off. And I was so angry.
So were you angry?
I was so angry. So then we got done. Then I broke the roller, and I looked at Jay. I'm like, I'm sorry. And then I almost
She
broke
knocked the
something
fuck
else.
in.
What were your calories per hour? Because I was killing
I
myself.
sweat today.
Oh.
I don't ever sweat. But I got done, and Eric just looks at me and he goes, feel better?
No.
I think he knew. I was like, yeah, I do. Thank you. I was like, he made me sweat. I never sweat. Nobody makes me sweat in a workout. He did. Shout out to Magic Mike.
Alright.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, I feel better though. I was gonna vomit, and now everything's better. Because that's how
I
I,
also
take
thought I was gonna
stress
vomit.
out.
So thanks a lot, Jeremy, for doing your burpee, whatever, jumping
Pull-ups.
things. Thank you. Those are what those are.
Mm.
Thank you for making them doing
It
them
was boring
so
and stupid.
fast that I had no time to breathe. Ooh, cookies?
Cookies.
I'm ready for carbs.
I'm ready for dinner because that bowl was not dinner. It was
Oh,
really
I
good.
have
It was a great snack.
Steak,
But
sweet potatoes, and rice. Have you guys liked my series on Jay Eats Carbs?
Yeah, it makes me jealous. I eat so much in a day. I'm gonna pretend that I'm not getting fat.
Someone asked me, they're like, I was cooking my food in the break room at lunch yesterday, and they're like, do you do that keto thing? I looked at them, I'm like, fuck keto!
And you're eating like 7,000 carbs.
And they're like,
I eat like
is that not low carb? And I'm like, that meal right
like
there is
all carbs.
100 carbs.
Yeah.
They're
I had
like,
like 300 grams of carbs yesterday, and I was like, I felt great though.
I meal prep this morning before taking
Saw
Brody
that,
to school.
yeah.
Like I don't have time in life, so got up, cleaned
You
out
know what?
all of the kitty litters, back in the house.
All the kitty litters that are multiple.
I have 8 cats. 9 times 9. For made up chicken, made up egg
That's why you were
whites.
counting 9.
So I was really worried.
you're an Oh my god.
I left chicken
I
cooking
miss
on
that.
the stove and took Birdie to school and came back and the house did not burn down. Birdie's like, we should put the dog outside in case the house catches on fire. I was like, good idea, dude. Go ahead and put the dog out. There's no way I was gonna get it done. Like, mom life is hard.
We can talk about real quick. Skyline, come here, baby. What happens every day when I come home and I go to make my dinner?
He
I want
farts.
his steak.
You want his steak every day?
Every day. She'll literally, I'll sit
Birdie
there and
has
she'll be like,
chicken.
Debbie will go, Trent and Skyline, what do you want for dinner? And I'll start prepping, and I literally will leave it in the fridge. I'll make my sweet potato, I'll make my rice, and I'm like, get Skyline's food around. And she'll be like, Skyline, what do you want for dinner? And she's like, I want steak.
Yeah.
That's what happens
So-
every day.
Yeah, and she will literally eat, I think for her birthday, or no,
Steak.
her first communion, she ate a 8-ounce steak by herself.
She said, giant.
As big as your head.
No. It's like this thing.
That's as big as your head.
Where'd you get a steak at?
For her birthday?
Oh,
I made
Kroger.
steak.
Easy shop. My mom said
Easy
that.
shop.
Kroger, yeah, I made it though.
Okay. JG3 restaurant.
Yeah. that's-
Coming to
We should make
a
a-
town near you.
We should make a JG3 Sarah juices.
Yeah, that's
No.
what she was
JG3 juices.
She's like, we should make JG3 juices. I'm like, I'm not like that.
I would run it.
I think I would like to take.
Yeah, that's Skyline, baby, I love you. Say goodbye to everybody.
Why?
Say goodbye to everybody
No,
so we can
no,
wrap
no.
this thing up.
Bye. Bye.
To wrap this up, August 17th, Joe Pemberton Food, Fitness, and Fun Festival.
It's coming up.
We're gonna start shooting some promo videos on what that entails, and start getting back to promoting that now that we're through the Hayes event, which went well.
I did. That was fun.
We have, for those of you who didn't get the text, May 31st weekend, we're doing myself, our family, and the Lunsford family are camping at East Harbor, and we're gonna do an actual outdoor swimming triathlon in East Harbor. It's probably gonna be cold as fuck.
Brody's laughing.
What day is that?
I think I'm gonna get a
We'll do it on
wetsuit.
Saturday.
I looked on Amazon for one. I think
For
I'm gonna
what?
be way too cold. A wetsuit.
You know you're not allowed to wear them
Yeah,
unless
you're
the
not allowed-
temperature's
yeah, you're not allowed
below a
to.
For
certain-
training right
No,
now,
for training.
I will
you
not
have to
get
get-
that longer.
I want to get used to it.
I sleep with 17 blankets in the electric blanket and full sweats right now. So, I'm a little worried about that.
You misspelled steak.
How do you spell steak?
Steak.
But I want steak for dinner.
That's my daughter. So we're gonna do, and then John, Kyle, and the Lunsfords are doing that Mingo Man triathlon. June 23rd, I know the date because it's Taylor Pemberton's graduation party. And then it is Carrie Pemberton's birthday today, so.
Happy birthday, Carrie.
Happy birthday, Carrie
Happy
Pemberton.
birthday.
Even though it's gonna air tomorrow, so.
Happy belated
Maybe
birthday.
Day after your birthday. Anybody got anything else?
I'm good.
Good.
All right. This
Wait, hold on. I'm sponsored by Football Pizza. Sorry,
Oh, that's right.
I had to plug them now.
Yeah, Scott.
It's
Yeah, with
official.
Oreo fluff and cottage cheese.
Scott England. Dude, Jason is a fucking food ninja. So we ordered Fortball Saturday, carbs, and he's like, let's get a meat lovers plus pineapple. I'm like,
That's disgusting.
what? It was fucking amazing.
No.
So anyway,
The devil.
check out Fortball here in town, Fortball Pizza Palace. Anyway, this has been the Road to Ironman podcast with JG3 Fitness, where I Can't doesn't exist.
Boom.
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 You gotta say it into that camera for the ending.
Boom.
Epic ending, Brody.
No.